Hello, you absolute legends. How are you? Welcome back to the channel. It's John here, and this video is a little bit of a different one for you. It's something I've not done on the channel yet, so if it's naff, well, I will blame Mrs. John Coupland. That's that's my escape. In this video, we're going to be taking my Mark III Toyota MR2 for a bit of a test drive. We're going to drive it with the top on, with the top off, and just check it out. It's, as I say, the first video that I've done for a test drive, so I hope you enjoy the video style, and let me know in the comments below what car you would like to see me test drive next. So, the first part of this road test will become clear in just a moment, and that part is the space. You may fail to notice, but I'm a big guy, 6'3" and 20-ish stone. It's coming up to Christmas. The MR2 is a two-seater, but for someone who's a little bit tall, you'll see in a minute, it's difficult to get in and out. You have to squeeze yourself into the car, and one leg after the other. And the driving position for me is as far back as it can be. We've got this bulkhead here, which is a bit tight, and when you've got the roof down, there seems to be more space, but actually from a driving position you could probably get uncomfortable quite quickly. Headspace, well, I'm doing okay. I've got some space here between the roof and myself, but so far, not good if you're a fatty, like me. Anyway, let's take the car for a spin. This is the first time I've actually taken it for a proper good spin, so this is a genuine test drive for me. This car is the 1.8 version VVTi, two-seater convertible, 6-speed, and it's built in 2003, as we discussed earlier. First port of call. Turn the car on. The car has just had a new battery, and you can hear it's quite throaty. It's got an aftermarket exhaust. It's not a stainless steel exhaust. It is a aftermarket one. But once you get going, and once the revs settle down a little bit, because it is revving high at the moment at around about 1800 RPM, then it will calm down a bit. I'm not going to rag the arse off it. That's a Lincolnshire phrase in this video. I am going to take it for a spin. We're going to do a few things. We're going to look at the handling, we're going to look at the braking, we're going to look at the steering, because the steering on this is quite nippy, and then we're going to look at what it's like with the top off. Those revs are slowly coming down, 1500. I am just going to let it warm up a little bit more. It is a cold old day, and I'm going to just gently turn the fans on here. It's set to warm, and it is set to windscreen as well, because with me talking in here, well, it's going to steam up quite quickly. While I'm letting it warm up a little bit, I'll just show you this cubby hole. You've got quite a deep cubby hole in here, places to put, I don't know, your sat nav or your sandwiches. You've also got a double drinks holder there, 1 and 2. That's nice. Ashtray in there, there's some bits and pieces. In fact, what's that in there? Is that 20 pence? Oh no, it's a blanking plug. Good job, because else I'd have had that. And you've got your glove box here, obviously, as well, which has got a few bits and pieces in. This is a road test as opposed to a feature test. Can you hear that? No, it's not a truck reversing at my local co-op. It's the reverse. You have to put it into reverse, and you get this wonderful beep, beep, beep noise. I'm not going to reverse it because we're driving straight off. Make sure I've got my lights on, because it is a bit of a dull day. I've adjusted my mirrors. They're all good. Let's go for a spin. I've put it in reverse again by accident, and that is one of the things you can do, because you push it across too far and you end up going into reverse. So to find one, it's just across a little bit and down. Car's warming up nicely. We've got a quarter of a tank of petrol, 41,704 miles on the clock, and we're ticking over just at about 1200 RPM. Let's go for a spin. Now, the car's been stood for a couple of weeks. because it's been advertised for sale, and actually it's been pretty naff weather out and about. So we're going to take it for a spin around the Lincolnshire countryside, but one of the first things you're probably going to hear is those brakes clearing themselves off. That is mud on the road. Oh look, it's a mini inspector. We'll go for a ride round the Lincolnshire countryside, and you can see I'm semi-comfortable. My knees are touching the steering wheel. 30 miles an hour through the village, comfortable into fourth. It's not noisy, there's no knocks, there's no bangs. We're coming up to the 60, we're in fourth. We will open that up gently. We're doing 50 miles an hour, and I've got a heavy brake, heavy brake, heavy brake, heavy brake, and the reason for that is just to clear those brakes off, because the last thing I want to be doing is ditching it on this road test. We'll do a couple more of those. Heavy brake, heavy brake, heavy brake, heavy brake, heavy brake. Now I'm doing that safely, there's nobody else on the road around me, and we are on Lincolnshire's finest back roads. I know these back roads like the back of my hand. We're coming into the 30 mile an hour zone again, which is, you know, I don't know, town and city driving. I'm sat at 30 comfortably, 2000 RPM, and I'm in third gear. The car will tell you when it wants to change up. You get not only the red line, but that throaty noise, which I will replicate when I get out of the village, obviously, onto Lincolnshire's finest back roads. So far, steering, well, I've not done much steering recently, really, to be honest with you, but the steering feels good. The driving position, I feel a little bit upright. I can actually already feel a little bit of tension in the bottom of my back, but no knocks, no rattles, no bangs, and from a convertible that's 20 years old, I'm quite impressed with that. Okay, we're about to come out of the village. You can hear that exhaust, you can hear the repair, to be honest with you, that Dad and I has done. Suspension is good, and that little 1.8 litre engine VVTi is just whirring away nicely. We're still not up to temperature. We're about a third of the temperature there. We've been driving for what, 5 minutes now. We've slowed down because it's a Saturday and everyone's at the church. This is the church that Mrs. John Coupland and I got married nearly a year ago today. What a terrible financial decision she made. Whoa! Nearly front-ended old woman in a Suzuki Swift. Right, okay. Here we go. Into second. Into third. Into fourth. And brake, 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 brake. Corner, 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 corner. Handles a dream. It really does, especially on that line. I know these back roads, like I said, it's gripping around these Lincolnshire back roads. I'm not driving like a Wally, I'm doing 35, but it's ever so fun. Now, things I'm going to obviously watch out for are hazards. Hazards being mud, wet, leaves, and other road users. We'll take it up to speed. You can hear the noise now from that engine. And that's it, 60 miles an hour. We're in 5th gear. I don't need to be in 6th yet. In fact, I'm not in 6th yet. It's not comfy, don't get me wrong. It's not something you're going to take your nan out for Sunday lunch in. But it's fun. Brake, 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 brake. Those brakes are so responsive. Oh my goodness. The joys of Lincolnshire. We've got a flood in the road. I'm not going through that. I'm genuinely not going through it. I don't know if you can see that, but that is relatively deep. I'm going to go this way. We'll go through it that way. I am not going to go through that. However fun that would have been. Because that could cause some issues, especially with how low the car is. There's lots of plastic under trays, but the last thing I want is water in electrics, water in places I don't want water to be. What I'm going to do is pull over and take the roof off, and we'll go for a drive with the roof down. There's a few creaks here and there. Those creaks are mainly from the dash. I'm impressed, but I've not got into 6th yet. We'll open her up on the main road in just a minute. Mrs. John Coupland, who is our camera woman today, by the way, hello. She's showing off her nails. We'll take the hood off. She can show you it in 4D. To take the hood off, it's a bit of a faff. You've got to fold down your visors on both sides, and there is a button here. It's a bit like an MGTF, if you've ever had an MGTF. You push the button, you push it down, and that retracts. Same the other side. Push it down, pull, and that retracts. Make sure that that's fully retracted, because if it's not, you're going to get stuck and you're going to scratch all this up. Then you've got a handle, and away you go. He says they made that look easy. It's a bit stiff, to a point where I might actually have to get out and do it. See, it's not as easy as doing it whilst you're in the car. I am gonna have to get out the car and faff about with it. And now you'll see me graciously roll out. And to get out when the roof is down, fine, not a problem. When the roof's up, I'm going to have to really lean on this sill. Oh, and that wasn't a great view. I can see the issue, it's not retracting due to it being a bit tight. And you could end up damaging your soft top quite easily. It flips into place here, and you've got a visor here. Now, that visor, you can't put it up when your seats are right back, which is a bit crap. I've never known our local village so busy. Now, to get in when you've got the roof off, you can just slide yourself in. Clunk, click every trip. We'll see the difference now, and you'll see the difference. Now I've got the roof off. And I'm struggling to get my seatbelt on, and my camera person isn't showing you that. I'm going to turn around, we're going to look at the turning circle. I'm on a standard double-sized road, you can see the church in the background. Let's spin it round and see if we can do it in one. No. So I'm going to have to put it into van mode and reverse it, and then go from there. Stop sign. There's the local pub. So I'm 6'3". There's no rollover bars on this car, so if I was to turn it over in any way, I'd be in a bit of trouble. But now the top's off, you can see what it's going to do to my hair. What's my view like? Well, it's okay. What's the buffeting like? It's quite buffety. Do I think that small 3-inch acrylic visor will do much? No. But it's about having the wind in your hair on a summer's day and not on a winter's afternoon in Lincolnshire. The driving is better with the top off. I'm not going to go through the puddle, in fact I'm going to continue on this way. The driving is better with the top off. We're literally blowing the cobwebs away. Comfortably sitting at 50 miles an hour on a Lincolnshire back road. We're into 60 and the handling is astronomical. It's like a road legal go-kart. And it's bringing a smile to my face. It's so good. It is great. It's not about being fast. It's not about commuting in it. It's about having the top off and enjoying the afternoon. And actually, I'm not cold. The pain in my back has gone. I can forgive the driving position. I can forgive the lack of being able to put my golf clubs in it. Because it's a driver's car. I've driven MX5s. I've driven Audi TTs. And this is just bonkers. It really is a fun little driver's afternoon toy. And for what? £2.5 grand? You can pick a good one up and have some fun in the sun. I'm going to take it on the main road, but I don't want to because that's boring, isn't it? I'm enjoying throwing this through the wet, through the rain, and through the mud. I should probably clean it afterwards. But it's so much fun. And hopefully you can hear that it's not that noisy, really, in comparison to, I don't know, an MX5. It seems, I have slowed down for this one. Oh, it's like being at the theme park. I've just got soaked. That's great fun. I don't know if you caught that, but if I'd done that at 50, it would have been like being on Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach after the refurbishment. Sod the road test, I'm having too much fun. Also, as is tradition, sheep! Bah! I want to show you the view from up top. Take her up top. Woo! Don't take her up top. You can see how windy that is and how much that really throws the wind up. We nearly lost the filming equipment. We'll come to the main road and we'll throw it down the A52. I'm in fifth. It doesn't sound like a tractor, doesn't whir. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I need to turn round. Da, 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 da. Turning round is relatively easy though. Off we go. Quick pit stop. And away we go. Isn't it unbelievable that the speed limit on these roads is 60 miles an hour? And it's handling so nicely. We're coming into the village, so I'll slow it down. That heater, by the way, I've got it set to halfway and it's on low, and I'm not cold. I'm in me heaps good hoodie. Shout out to everybody in South Australia. But I'm not cold. We'll take it out onto the main road because we're back where we started. There's the pub. That's where we put the top down. Ah, that's ambiently beautiful. There it is. There's our local village church. We'll head on out to the main road, which is the A52. Speed limit there, 60 miles an hour. Most of it, however, now 50 miles an hour. Average speed cameras on the way to Skegness. You don't need to go fast to enjoy it. In fact, like I said earlier, I'd be happy pootling this to Skegness at 30 and just enjoying the day. If I got stuck behind a tractor on the A52, I could comfortably overtake it. But I don't need to. And it drives beautifully at low speed and high speed. I really love this car. It was probably one of the best buys of 2023. Would I let Mrs. John Coupland drive it? Yeah, I would. And I don't mean that in a sexist, misogynistic way, but all she's ever driven in her life is a Peugeot 207 Sport and a Fiat 500. And the Audi TT 225 is a little bit ferocious. This wouldn't get away with her, I don't think. Main road, average speed camera now. Make sure I don't get caught by that, because that would be a bad time. And then we will open it up, and that'll be the end of the road test. I want to thank Dad for all his hard work on this one, because when I bought it, not only was the car sounding like a tractor, if you can remember, but it had no MOT, the brakes were binding, and it had been stood for a good 18 months. I'm waiting for the 60 because we're in a 50. I'm cruising along on the A52, the top down on my Toyota MR2. Apart from wind, it's not noisy. I could quite happily go and do my weekly shop. There's some space in the front. There's some space in the back. I love this car. I really do. It's an underrated little machine, the MR2. I have a Mark 1, which is also on the channel. I've never driven a Mark II, but from what I hear, these are highly recommended in the MR2 community, and I now see why. This is genuinely probably the first time I've given it a good old drive, and I understand why people recommend them. They're cheap, they're affordable, they're built well, they handle well, they're not going to get away from you. Do it. Buy yourself a Toyota MR2. Find a low miler. Spend 3 or 4 grand on one. And just enjoy it. That's it. That's the end of the test drive. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's got its nuances. The fact that it's not an electric hood lets it down. The fact that I had to get out the car to put the hood down was an issue, in my opinion. The lack of actual space, you couldn't take it away for a week. You'd be washing your pants every day. But it's one of them things that for a few £1,000s, what can you buy nowadays? Find a good one and enjoy it. I'm impressed, genuinely, by this little Toyota MR2. And I hope you've enjoyed this road test. I'm going to park it up now. And I should probably wash it. If you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up please. Thumbs up. Thumbs up from Mr. John Coupland too. If you've not subscribed, please do. And if you want to see more on the channel of me taking some cars out for a razz, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, whatever you're getting up to. Take care, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Mrs. John Coupland is just inspecting how filthy it is. You probably can't see that on the video, but we've got her dirty. Very, very dirty.